Here are my top 10 rock albums of 2024. At number 10, I have Sculpture Club's Self-Titled. Super underrated album. They categorize themselves as jingle punk, and that really is the perfect way to describe the soundscape of this album. Speaking of soundscape, Wall of Eyes by The Smile has one of the best of the year. Some of your favorite Radiohead guys are back at it again. At 8, I have 7 by Telescreens. This one's another super underrated album of the year, but it has a very raw and vulnerable sound to it that makes it feel really new and fresh. At 7, I have Jack White's best solo album, No Name. At 6, I have Monarch of Monsters by Violet Pony. The vibe of the album is set in fantasy, but it deals with very real trauma. At 5, I got Heaven. They approached this record with such sophistication and poise. It's almost as if they just knew that this album was going to be great. At 4, I have Romance by Fontaines DC. This album is the perfect evolution in their discography. They moved from these really raw punk sounds that everybody loved to something much more polished. At 3, I have Like All Before You by The Voids, a somewhat controversial and divisive album, but sonically it just works for me. At number 2, I have Prelude to Ecstasy by The Last Dinner Party, one of the best debut albums of this decade. It's one of those debut albums that doesn't feel like a debut album because it is just so perfect. But at number 1, I have Songs of a Lost World by The Cure. Beautiful, atmospheric goth rock. Do you know how hard it is to have a band that has been making music for as long as The Cure has to make an album like this? I'm very impressed. That's my list. Like it or leave it, but don't forget to talk about it. Let me know below in the comments, what did you think? And of course, don't forget to follow me, Honeybee Reviews, for more music related content. And check out my best of 2024 playlist. Link is in bio.